𝐸𝐻imin startled. No, please, 𝐂𝐫𝐽 calming him. Relax. 𝐸𝐻imin nodded his head in no. Tears were continuously making their way out of his eyes, tainting how rosy cheeks. 𝐂𝐫𝐽 got up as he was kneeling down in front of him. He turned his posture to the other side as 𝐸𝐻imin shrieked out, 𝐸𝐻imin, no, 𝐂𝐫𝐽. 𝐂𝐫𝐽 shook his head and walked forward out of that farmhouse, leaving 𝐸𝐻imin there in his miseries. 𝐸𝐻imin was crying in his heart, begging him to stop, but 𝐂𝐫𝐽 didn't even care to look at him. The door opened slightly, making a voice which made 𝐸𝐻imin look up at him while yearning. 𝐂𝐫𝐽 walked out of the door, closing it. 𝐸𝐻imin whispered, 𝐂𝐫𝐽, no emotion. 𝐸𝐻imin stood up slowly on his feet, unwillingly. Still staring at the door, his heartbeat was getting high, his head spinning, and the marks of sweat on his shoulders could explain how hopeless he was. Crack, crack, crack. 𝐸𝐻imin's eyes were wide open, staring at the door with hurt flashing through his eyes. His figure trembled. His fast-beating heart stopped for a second as he couldn't stand on his miserably trembling feet. In a rush, he fell on the floor on his knees with a thud voice. The whole suffocated environment was at the edge to eat him up, his trembling heart. He couldn't help himself more. He gasped slowly and broke into cries, holding the floor. He growled loudly, being helpless as nothing could lessen his pain now. The stabs he's feeling inside his heart were making him terribly a deadly monster. He kept on crying his heart out until he could be satisfied, but it was never enough. While 𝐸𝐻imin was wailing for his fate, a young man who looks almost in his 30s, wearing formal, his neck is covered with blood stains, ruptured lips, messy hairs, whispered, his puppet. 𝐸𝐻imin was so in his pain that he couldn't realize his presence until he leaned forward to him in a raspy voice, Mrs. Min. 𝐸𝐻imin crawled back in a haste, getting startled, 𝐸𝐻imin growling, no, no. His messy hairs were covering his tear-filled eyes. Shut up, 𝐸𝐻imin scared, please no. But that man came forward and held 𝐸𝐻imin by his hair. 𝐸𝐻imin screamed out his lungs as he pulled his hairs tightly. You will be my toy now. As he began to drag him outside by his hair, 𝐸𝐻imin, being helpless, kept on begging him to stop, but he didn't pay a deaf ear to it. After 2 years, 𝐸𝐻imin was standing in a mansion, his eyes wet with tears as he's still waiting for a miracle to happen, a hope inside his eyes which isn't letting his heart die. Still longing for his husband to come back, but is that really possible? Would he really be alive? A voice growled, making him come back to the cruel world. He's trying to cope up with tears. 𝐸𝐻imin turned to look at the person. You are such a useless showcase piece now, waiting for your husband. He would never accept a worn-out doll now. Do you really think he would be alive somewhere? 𝐸𝐻imin confidently, he's forever alive in my heart, in my memories, Mr. Kong. Kong, delusional B**********. 𝐸𝐻imin blinked his eyes slowly. Kong, I had booked your ticket, so I went back to your country. I've had enough of you. You are useless now. 𝐸𝐻imin smiled. Next day, in Korea, 𝐸𝐻imin was standing in the middle of the road, unaware of what his life was going to do with him. He walked forward aimlessly and, thud. A lad yelling, people gathered around something. Call the ambulance, he is bleeding profusely. Oh, no, take him to the hospital now. A man moved forward and took him inside his car. In the hospital ward, 𝐸𝐻IMIN slowly opened his eyes, feeling dizzy. The whole incident flashed through his mind. He breathed heavily as he got up and sat on the bed. On his right side, Nurse 1, I think it's the end for him. Nurse 2, poor him, nobody ever came to visit him. Nurse 1, maybe he wouldn't have anything. Listening to their gossip, 𝐸𝐻IMIN got up from the bed as he wasn't that much injured. He pushed those nurses aside to see the person on the bed. 𝐸𝐻IMIN gasped loudly, "𝐸𝐬ngi, Nurse 1, sir, please." 𝐸𝐻IMIN slowly kneeled down near his bed, feeling a miserable pain inside his heart as it would burst up soon. Nurse 2, do he know him? Nurse 1, he's also injured. 𝐸𝐻IMIN slowly grabbed his hand. 𝐸𝐻IMIN feeling helpless, 𝐸𝐬ngi. He burst into cries. His heart was too heavy to see him in that critical condition. 𝐸𝐻IMIN sobbing badly, "Yoon, wake up now, please. For God's sake, wake up, wake up. Nurse 2, sir, please get up." As he tried to get him, 𝐸𝐻IMIN burning heart, jerking her, leave me, 𝐸𝐬ngi, please. Wake up, I can't, my heart. At that moment, 𝐸𝐬ngi slowly opened his eyes while 𝐸𝐻IMIN kept on crying, holding his hands. After a few seconds, 𝐸𝐬ngi whispered, "𝐸𝐻IMIN." 𝐸𝐻IMIN quickly got up and looked at him. 𝐸𝐻IMIN with tears, "𝐸𝐬ngi, 𝐸𝐬ngi, 𝐸𝐻IMIN." 𝐸𝐻IMIN nodded his head, "𝐸𝐬ngi," but before he could complete his sentence, the beep sound echoed in the ward, which made 𝐸𝐻IMIN freeze at his place. His soul left the body as he couldn't seem to breathe. Warm tears slipped down his cheeks, but he was still standing there like a statue who lost all of his reasons to breath. Nurse 1, sir? 𝐸𝐻IMIN's hand slipped from 𝐸𝐻IMIN's grip. 𝐸𝐻IMIN was blankly staring at him as he couldn't believe his ears. He felt a really heavy thing on the left of his chest as he couldn't help himself more. He burst into tears. 𝐸𝐻IMIN screaming his pain out, "No!" He slipped down on the floor feeling miserably helpless. 𝐸𝐻IMIN whispered, "𝐸𝐬ngi."
His breaths were getting heavy as a rush of tears left his eyes, blurring his view. 𝐸𝐻IMIN screamed out, "𝐸𝐬ngi, no, you can't do this with me. Wake up."
His heart was too heavy to accept the fact that he began to jerk 𝐸𝐬ngi to wake him up, but poor him, don't know that he was fated to feel that pain. Gasp! A boy woke up in a jerk, his eyes full of tears, heart too heavy to bear the pain. His breaths were rasped. The cloud thundered loudly, making him flinch in fear badly. The cold air coming from waving curtains sent shivers down his body. In a flash of light, the lightning struck, and he got so startled. He quickly got up from the bed and dashed outside. Downstairs, as it was dark all around and his breaths were too heavy, he got so afraid that he collapsed with the table there and all the things on it fell down. Hearing it, 𝐸𝐬ngi came out of nowhere. In a haste, he dashed forward and hugged him. 𝐸𝐬ngi gasped slightly as he was surprised by his sudden move. 𝐸𝐬ngi concernedly, "What's wrong?" Just then he heard him sobbing inside his chest. 𝐸𝐬ngi tense, 𝐸𝐻IMIN. First, he was intended to push his, but after hearing his sobs, he pulled his closer. 𝐸𝐻IMIN was crying badly in his chest and he was caressing his back gently. 𝐸𝐬ngi concerned, 𝐸𝐻IMIN, it's just a storm. 𝐸𝐻IMIN breathing heavily, "You won't leave me." As he drew his face out of his chest, 𝐸𝐬ngi's heart flinched to see those tears in his eyes. 𝐸𝐻IMIN trembling badly, "Tell me you won't die, leaving me in pain." 𝐸𝐬ngi calmly, I won't, Prince. Himmin crying, stuttering, you won't let anyone snatch you from me. Yoongi, never. Himmin stared into his eyes. Yoongi wiping his tears, stop crying now. Himmin again buried his face inside his chest. Himmin murmured, I love you, Yoongi chuckled. Yoongi, I love you too. Himmin snuggled into his chest, turning a blushing mess. The end.